Yo, we got another video. This video, we're gonna be doing probably my last playoff preview because the other series probably don't need playoff previews like Celtics, Magic, Grizzlies, OKC, and definitely Cleveland and Miami. But do a playoff preview for Golden State, Houston, because I feel like it could definitely go either way. I feel like a lot of people are giving a lot of credit to the Warriors, and I want to dig deeper in the series because I feel like a lot of people are just thinking on surface level. Stephen Curry, Jimmy Butler, why would they lose? But I think it goes a little bit deeper in that, right? So first of all, let me go into both starting lineups. I'm assuming y'all know the Warriors starting lineup: Steph, AirPods, Jimmy Butler, Moses Moody, Draymond. Um, even though the Warriors have a bunch of centers, they're choosing to start Draymond, which has actually been working. But this small ball lineup is not necessarily gonna work against the Rockets because the Rockets also run pretty small, and Sengun is the shooter. I think if you take Draymond out the paint, which Sengun might do a lot during the series, then Draymond, I wouldn't say it becomes ineffective on defense because on defense he's almost like a coach. He tells everybody where to be and stuff like that. But Draymond's defensive effect definitely goes down, right? But they're selling Fred VanVleet, Jalen Green, Ahmed Johnson, Dylan Brooks, Sengun. Me personally, I would not start Fred VanVleet. Just because I think Ahmed Johnson can run point guard. Then you could still start Jabari Smith, who's a shooter. I don't think you really lose spacing by not playing Fred VanVleet in the starting lineup. If anything, I think it creates more bench production. Because I think Jalen Green and Sengun are enough for good enough offense. We've seen like during the back half of the season, the Rockets have been pretty good in pretty much all aspects. Obviously, they've had the Steve Adams, Sengun minutes, which have been working. Which we don't know if that's gonna work in the playoffs, especially against the Warriors, because if the Warriors get Steve Adams in the pick and roll, it's kind of GG's. Like no matter who it is. Um, so I don't know how much Steve Adams is gonna play in the series, but me personally, I seen the Rockets play the Warriors like 2 weeks ago at this point. And ultimately, that's probably going to be why I'm going to choose the Rockets in this series, right? Because the Rockets have so much versatility. People don't talk about their versatility. Because even if they don't play Steven Adams as their backup center, Jabari Smith is still on the team. Jabari Smith is 6'10". Jabari Smith could easily play backup center. Um, if the Rockets choose not to play Steven Adams, Ime Udoka is a great coach. Um, I feel like he will eventually have to do that. Um, Again, that game when the Rockets played the Warriors, Stephen Curry 3 points, getting harassed by Ben Thompson and Dylan Brooks the whole entire game. And I feel like that's majority of the Warriors' offense, right? Because like I think outside of Steph and Jimmy, scoring wise at least, and I guess you could put everybody in there, they they don't really have consistent scores. Like even with AirPods, this is his first playoff series, so we don't know what he's gonna look like in the playoffs. He could have folded under the pressure. So I feel like if you just stop Curry, because Curry can be stopped. He's not one of those players where like, oh, Curry can't be stopped. No, Curry can definitely be stopped, especially with the Rockets defense. Um, I feel like the Warriors pretty much lose at that point because Jimmy Butler could drop 30 to 40. Or no, I don't even think Jimmy Butler's gonna drop 30 to 40 because again, if a man is not on Steph Curry, it's gonna be Dylan Brooks on Jimmy Butler, vice versa. Where Jabari Smith's in the game, you put Jabari Smith on Jimmy Butler. Having taller players on Jimmy Butler always works. For some reason, Jimmy Butler's whole career, like anytime he's getting guarded by smaller players, I don't think it should be by smaller players. Um, and Jimmy Butler at this point of his career, I don't think he's consistent enough to drop 30 to 40. Obviously, he's probably going to have some of those games in the playoffs. We've seen it already, like the game against the Clippers or the playing game against the Grizzlies. Jimmy Butler did good in both of those games. But again, if you contain Steph, I feel like they got it. Because just looking at your stats right here, you get Steph, you get Jimmy Butler, you have Wiggins obviously off the team. Kaminga, who's barely played since Jimmy Butler's got on the team. I don't think Steve Kerr thinks Kaminga fits with Jimmy Butler, which makes sense. Jonathan Kuminga is not a floor spacer, and I feel like the Rockets would again take advantage of that if what's his name's not on the court. Um, AirPods again. We haven't seen him in the playoff setting. He could play good in the playoffs. He's been playing good past couple weeks. Buddy Hield's inconsistent. Buddy Hield played all 22 games. That's crazy. We gotta see what Buddy Hield looks like in the playoffs because if he's shooting, he can still play, I guess. Um, Moses Moody's been playing good recently. He definitely plays good defense. But every time I hear someone talk about this series, I hear them talk about how the half court offense for the Rockets is not that good. And yes, that is true. Uh, Jalen Green can be inconsistent at times, and Sengun is just not that type of scorer. He's only averaging 19 points per game. But why are we acting like the Warriors offense is that crazy? Like, I do realize the Rockets do have like 7 double-digit score, and that's not even including Cam Whitmore. Um, I feel like the Rockets can just evenly get their buckets, and the Rockets can easily win the series. Um, we've seen Fred VanVleet play good in the playoffs before. Actually, he's inconsistent. He has had bad playoff series, but either way, I feel like the Rockets can find a way to pull it out. I feel like the Rockets are better defensively. I feel like the Warriors are better offensively. But honestly, I feel like I have more question marks with the Warriors once again. Like, what is Buddy Hield gonna do? Is AirPods gonna play like he did the past month of the NBA season? Is Stephen Curry gonna be on clamps from Ben Thompson, Dylan Brooks? Um, and if he is on clamps, who's gonna be scoring the ball outside of Jimmy Butler? Like, I feel like I have too many questions with the Warriors. I don't have these same questions with the Rockets because like I don't feel like they're gonna have a game, or they may have like one game where they get completely shut out, right? But I don't feel like they're gonna have multiple games in the series where they're gonna get completely shut out, and their offense is gonna be so bad to the point where the Warriors just win the game. I don't think that's gonna be the case. They were the 2 seed for a reason. Um, again, this is coming from a spot where like the Warriors could win this series. I'm not saying the Warriors don't have a chance. I just think the Rockets have a better chance. That's just me. Um, even like the Warriors backup centers, like Quinn Post, Trace Jackson Davis, Kevin Looney, wherever he's at, I don't think they're doing anything in this series. If anything, I don't think they play in this series. But if Warriors questions end up going their way, they would easily win this series. They'll probably win in 6. But if the questions I just said show up in the playoffs, I got the Rockets winning. It's as simple as that for me. Let me know what y'all think down in the comments. I'm gonna end the video there.